I am Tia of Arcturus. I will speak with you now. We have been observing the trajectory of your spiritual growth, and we see how many of you approach ascension as if it is something to be earned or collected. In your earnestness, you often try to acquire more knowledge, more spiritual tools, or accumulate certain experiences, thinking these will guarantee enlightenment. But true ascension is not a treasure to be amassed or a prize to be obtained through effort like a goal in the physical world. Ascension requires surrender, not acquisition. It is a process of letting go, of releasing the layers of ego and control that no longer serve you, and allowing a higher guidance to lead. Your ego mind might feel that surrender is inaction or giving up, since it was taught to always strive. Yet we assure you, surrendering to the divine flow is not giving up at all. It is consciously aligning with your highest path and purpose. The current energetic environment on Earth, fueled by intense waves of higher frequency light from your sun and the cosmos, is encouraging you to surrender even more deeply into the flow of evolution. Rather than striving to grab hold of ascension as if it were an object or title, we invite you to gently relax into it. Allow the loving energies swirling around and within you right now to carry you forward. When you yield in trust, you make room for the transformation that has been waiting to blossom from within. In the openness of true surrender, you become receptive to all the gifts and upgrades that Source is pouring into you in these times of accelerated ascension. With this surrender comes a profound opening within you, and into that openness flows a new level of divine light. Right now, you are being prepared to embody the divine light in a way that humanity has never done before. By divine light, we mean the pure, high-frequency consciousness of unconditional love and unity that many enlightened ones on your plane across the ages have embodied. This next phase of your ascension could be thought of as a grand solar 5D activation. The current solar energies bathing your planet carry unique codes of illumination. We might call these 5D solar codes as a name for this experience. These sunlight-born frequencies are activating your heart centers and infusing your cells with a golden divine light. It is as if the rays of your sun are speaking directly to the divine spark within you, calling forth your inner divine self. And this has nothing to do with religious dogma. It is about a universal consciousness of love awakening inside each of you. Know that you are not alone in this transformation. We and many benevolent beings are working with your sun and with your own higher selves to modulate these energies so that you receive exactly what you need at a pace you can handle. You are being gently ushered into a state where you hold Christ consciousness steadily in your field. In practical terms, you will find it increasingly natural to radiate compassion, forgiveness, and oneness in your daily life. The intense light from your sun and other cosmic alignments is catalyzing this heart-centered awakening. Day by day, activation by activation, you are embodying more of your divine self, the part of you that shines as brightly as a sun within. This is the emergence of the divine light through you, and it is a glorious sight for us to behold. It is important to understand that with profound activations often comes a period of euphoria, or what you might call a spiritual glow. Many of you have experienced that rush of bliss and inspiration when you receive a new wave of energy or have a breakthrough moment. In those moments, everything feels luminous, easy, and transformed. However, as days or weeks pass, that intense glow can begin to fade from your everyday perception. You might find yourself coming down from the spiritual high and wondering where that magic went. We want you to know that nothing has gone wrong. In fact, this is where the real journey begins. Spiritual maturity emerges after the glow. It is in the afterglow phase, when the big revelations have settled and must be integrated into your life, that you cultivate true mastery and stability. Think of the glow as a preview of what is possible, a glimpse of your potential state of being. But then you are challenged to embody that state, not just during peak experiences, but in your day-to-day living. When the dramatic flare of an awakening moment subsides, you have the opportunity to solidify your gains by practicing patience, compassion, and alignment, even in mundane circumstances. Instead of chasing the next spiritual high or longing for that glow to return, you are invited to find the subtle, steady light that now burns within you more brightly than before. By doing so, you become less dependent on external confirmation, like grand visions or ecstatic feelings, and more confident in the quiet inner knowing you have earned. We see this as a beautiful stage of your evolution, where the lofty energies you've been gifted are put into practical application. So if you find yourself in a lull after an energetic surge, remember that you are not regressing at all. You are in fact maturing, building a solid foundation for the new level of consciousness you have accessed. The result is a more balanced, resilient, and truly enlightened version of you, one who can hold the light steadily, not only in flashes. As you move into this phase of steady integration, you will inevitably encounter aspects of yourself that you may have thought were long gone. The influx of light you are welcoming into your being illuminates not only your gifts and higher qualities, but also the shadows that lurk in your subconscious. This is a natural and necessary part of the process. Your shadow must rise to be transmuted. By shadow, we mean those unresolved emotions, old traumas, limiting beliefs, and unloving aspects of yourself that you have suppressed or been unaware of. When a higher frequency enters your field, as is happening now with the powerful solar and cosmic energies, it stirs up anything of a lower vibration that cannot coexist with the new light. Think of sediment at the bottom of a pond being stirred when fresh water flows in. The sediment rises into the water so it can be cleared. In the same way, the denser energies within you are being brought to the surface of your awareness. This is not a sign that you are backsliding or becoming more negative suddenly. Quite the opposite. It means you are now strong enough in your light that these hidden shadows can emerge to be healed. We encourage you to meet whatever arises within you with compassion and without judgment. If you feel anger, fear, sorrow, or any intense emotion, recognize that these feelings are coming up for liberation. They want to be acknowledged in the light of your consciousness and then released or transformed. By allowing these shadow aspects to have expression in a safe way, you give them the opportunity to dissolve back into the love from which they originated. So when old pains or negativity surface, remember that a healing is in progress. You are purifying your vessel, making space for even more light to reside within you. Each time you transmute a shadow, you reclaim that energy and become lighter, freer, and more whole. As you continue to purify yourself and integrate more light, you will begin to notice a shift in what motivates you. Attachments and cravings that once drove you start to lose their power. You find that you no longer feel the same sense of lack or yearning that used to propel you towards certain goals or objects. This is a sign that you are entering a state of desirelessness, a beautiful form of inner contentment and freedom from grasping. Understand that desirelessness is not about having zero preferences or becoming passive in life. Rather, it is about releasing the grip of compulsive wanting, the feeling that you absolutely need something external to be complete or happy. When you attain this inner freedom, something remarkable happens. You become a pure vessel for the divine will. Desirelessness is a prerequisite for divine will to flow through you. As long as you are overly attached to personal desires, the ego stands in the doorway trying to direct the show. But when you let go of those attachments, you swing the door wide open for the higher wisdom of Source to guide you. In this state, you may still have intentions or visions, but they come from a deeper place and carry no desperation or fear. You become far more interested in what serves the highest good than in satisfying a passing whim. Often this understanding dawns after you obtain something you wanted and realize that true fulfillment is still elusive. In that moment, it becomes clear that real fulfillment arises from within, from alignment with your soul's purpose, not from chasing an endless array of wants. The ascension energies of this time are highlighting this truth by making your old desires feel less satisfying and the call of your soul's joy stronger. By cultivating desirelessness, you are not giving up on life. You are allowing life, with a capital L, the divine life, to live through you. Then your actions and creations become expressions of the divine will, flowing effortlessly and in harmony with all that is. As you align more with the divine will, you may find life unfolding in ways you did not expect. You might be guided to make changes or face challenges that your comfort-seeking self would have avoided in the past. This is because the journey of ascension is meant to lead you to the highest truth of who you are, not to keep you in a bubble of safety or familiarity. The goal is God realization, not comfort. We know that as humans, you naturally enjoy feeling safe, secure, and at ease. There is nothing wrong with appreciating comfort, but when comfort becomes the primary goal, stagnation can occur. Your soul did not incarnate just to be comfortable. It came for growth, expansion, and ultimately to remember itself as divine. God realization, recognizing your oneness with Source, often asks you to step beyond the boundaries of the known and cozy. It is often in times of challenge or change that you discover the depth of your faith, resilience, and divine connection. So do not judge your progress by how calm or easy everything feels at the moment. Sometimes a period of upheaval or uncertainty is exactly what propels you into a breakthrough of consciousness. This doesn't mean you must live in constant discomfort to grow. Of course, you need moments of rest and peace along the way. Rather, understand that the ultimate aim is the realization of the God within you, a priceless awakening that is worth more than any temporary ease. When you truly grasp this, you may even find a kind of comfort within the uncomfortable, because you see every situation as a step bringing you closer to union with the divine truth of your being. In the end, the peace and bliss that come from God realization far surpass any simple worldly comfort you might have otherwise settled for. When you face challenges or even pain on this journey, do not assume you have failed or gone astray. We invite you to consider a different perspective. Suffering may signal spiritual progress, not failure. Often, when you are on the brink of a breakthrough or in the midst of deep healing, the experience can be intense and, yes, sometimes painful. This is not because you are being punished or because you are bad at being spiritual. Rather, it is because you are working through dense energies and profound transformations. Think of a caterpillar dissolving in its cocoon. From the outside, it looks like chaos or destruction, but it is in service of a magnificent rebirth. In the same way, your periods of suffering often precede a great expansion of consciousness or the birthing of a new self. A difficult situation or a wave of sorrow can mean you have summoned a powerful lesson or are releasing a deep layer that no longer serves you. It actually takes great spiritual strength to endure hardship while keeping your heart open and your faith intact. And every time you do so, you reach a new level of resilience and wisdom. We are not suggesting that suffering is to be sought out, or that we wish pain upon you. We, like all beings of love, wish for your joy and ease. Yet we acknowledge the immense soul growth that can occur as a result of facing challenges. So when you do find yourself in pain, remember our words and consider that it might be a sign of growth, that something profound is shifting within you. By adopting this viewpoint, you move from feeling like a victim of suffering to embracing the role of an alchemist, transforming pain into pearls of wisdom and compassion. In time, you may even look back on your most challenging chapters with gratitude, recognizing how crucial they were in shaping the luminous being you are becoming. As you persevere through these profound changes, a subtle yet powerful question may begin to arise within you. Who is the I that is doing all this striving, healing, and seeking? In the pursuit of spiritual growth, an aspect of you took on the role of the seeker, the doer, the one trying so hard to become enlightened or ascended. That aspect has been useful up to a point, as it motivated you to walk the path diligently. But there comes a moment when you recognize that this striving I is, in fact, an illusion to be released. The sense of a separate individual self who must struggle and achieve in order to be spiritual is part of the old paradigm you are shedding. In truth, who you really are is not a small human personality trying to reach the divine. Who you really are is an extension of the divine, always connected and whole. The paradox of the spiritual journey is that the person who set out seeking God eventually discovers that they are already an expression of God, Source itself. The ego, the small self, is the one that strives. It loves goals and benchmarks, the idea of me getting somewhere. As you awaken more fully, you begin to see the transparent nature of this ego self. The closer you get to true enlightenment, the more that false self dissolves. This can feel disorienting or even frightening to the ego, which naturally clings to existence. Yet as you gently let go of the need to identify as the struggler or achiever, you find a vast relief and freedom. Suddenly, there is no isolated I that needs to conquer ascension. There is only the flow of ascension happening through you and through all that is. You become both witness and participant in the grand dance of evolution, without the ego demanding credit or control. This realization is incredibly liberating, as it allows you to engage with life without the constant pressure of the little I on your shoulders. In releasing the illusion of the striving self, you shift from doing to being, from efforting to allowing, and that is exactly where your greatest power lies. By this stage, you are learning the art of true allowing. With the ego self quieted and your divine self leading, you find that the most profound healing and transformation occur in moments of openness and receptivity, not through force of will. Healing flows through emptiness, not willpower. By emptiness, we mean a state where you have emptied yourself of frantic thoughts, rigid expectations, and the urge to control outcomes. It is the peaceful, present awareness you touch in meditation, prayer, or any moment of deep surrender. In that sacred emptiness, you become a clear channel. Through this open channel, the infinite intelligence of Source can flow unimpeded. That energy knows exactly what to do. It can mend your heart, rejuvenate your body, and realign your mind in ways your personal efforts alone could never accomplish. Many of you have been taught to try hard at everything, even at healing or awakening. But here, you learn a divine paradox. Often the harder you try, the more you solidify the very issue you're trying to resolve. True healing happens when you surrender the need to heal on your own terms and timetable. It happens when you let go into that emptiness and allow the grace of Source to work through you. Often, a breakthrough comes only after you throw up your hands and surrender, admitting you don't know what to do. In that moment of release, the answer or relief suddenly appears. That is the power of emptiness. And know that this emptiness is not a barren void. It is a potent space filled with divine potential. When you cultivate this receptive emptiness by calming the mind, opening the heart, and inviting the higher power to take over, you set the stage for what you would call miracles. In the fifth dimensional consciousness, creation and healing operate through flow rather than force, and you are discovering how to live in that flow, where your role is to be the clear vessel and divine love is the alchemist that does the rest. All of these personal transformations you are undergoing are not only for your own sake, they are part of a much larger plan. You, the awakened collective, are becoming the new grid of Earth. The higher dimensional energy framework of your world is being anchored and woven through your consciousness and physical bodies. In 5D, Earth has a crystalline grid of light that supports unity consciousness. That 5D grid is not something abstract or built by technology. It comes into being through living transmitters of light like you. Every time you integrate a wave of higher energy and open your heart further, you add another strand of light to the network that links you all. The current solar energies streaming into your planet greatly assist this construction, but it is you who ground and anchor these frequencies into Earth's field. Imagine each lightworker as a node of brilliant light on the planet, with filaments extending into the Earth and out to connect with others, forming a radiant lattice around the globe. That lattice of human and divine light is the new Earth grid. When we say through you, we mean it quite literally. The energies pour through your chakras and meridians and then emanate outward into the planetary energy web. As you consciously align with Gaia and radiate love and light, you strengthen the grid even more. This has been building for years, and it is now accelerating in your current timeline. With each surge of cosmic and solar light, more souls awaken, and those already awake step into higher vibration, further lighting up the grid. From our vantage point, we see the once scattered points of light multiplying and linking up into a beautiful interconnected web. This new grid carries the 5D frequencies of compassion, unity, peace, and wisdom, and through this energetic framework, the new Earth reality is taking shape. Know that by doing your inner work and simply being the light that you are laying the foundation of this new reality as pillars of the emerging fifth dimensional Earth. This is a tremendous service you provide, often without recognition, but we see it and we thank you for it. In this emerging 5D state of being, even the way you approach spirituality transforms. Realization replaces ritual. This means that the direct knowing and constant awareness of your divine nature become the core of your spiritual life, overtaking any need for formal practices as your main connection. Throughout much of your journey, rituals, ceremonies, meditation techniques, and so on have been valuable tools, stepping stones that helped you focus, heal, and align with the divine. But as you awaken into a more sustained realization of the truth, that you are always connected to Source and that the sacred is within you and around you, you naturally begin to live your spirituality in each moment. You may find you no longer depend on particular practices to maintain a high vibration or sense of connection. This is not to say you must abandon all ritual. Rather, you engage in any practice from a place of joy and inspiration, not out of obligation. When realization dawns, even the simplest acts, breathing, walking, sharing kindness, are recognized as holy, as moments of communion with Spirit. Your life itself becomes the meditation and the prayer. You carry an inner temple of peace and knowing that is with you everywhere. And so the line between spiritual and mundane starts to disappear. This is a sign of true mastery. You no longer seek the divine only in special places or times, because you understand that you are an expression of the divine at all times. In the higher consciousness of the new earth you are creating, spirituality becomes a matter of being authentic and present. Every moment is an opportunity to experience union with Source. This is the freedom and simplicity of fifth-dimensional living, being guided by constant realization of truth, rather than needing external rites or rituals. It is a beautiful evolution from doing into being, allowing you to bring the light of awareness into every facet of your human experience. All that you have cultivated within, the surrender, the embodiment of light, the maturity, the alignment with divine will, the wisdom and the realization, has prepared you to be a beacon for others. You are called to serve as silent luminaries. This means that through your state of being, through the light you quietly emanate, you will touch countless lives. You do not need to stand on a stage or proclaim what you know to the world, unless you feel inspired to. Your highest service often happens in subtle realms of energy and consciousness. By holding the frequencies of love, peace, and unity within you, you automatically radiate those vibrations into your surroundings. This gentle radiance can uplift and inspire others without a word spoken. Simply by being in your presence, people may feel comforted or awakened in ways they might not even fully realize. This is the work of a silent luminary, to bring light to the world in every moment, often in humble and quiet ways. As you go about your daily life, know that you are contributing to the collective ascension just by staying aligned and authentic. Each smile, each act of kindness, each moment of compassion or patience on your part sends ripples through the human collective consciousness. You have an influence that extends far beyond what you can see. In the new 5D Earth, leadership is often subtle and vibrational. You are the pioneers of this form of leadership, lighting the way from behind the scenes without need for recognition. And rest assured, we in the higher realms see and celebrate your service. Truly, you serve as bridges between heaven and earth, and through your very presence, the world is transformed one moment at a time. Keep shining your light, dear ones, and know that we are with you in every step as you do. If you are listening to this, beloved one, you needed to. I leave you now. I am Tia of Arcturus.